feel coming into this hall when you first saw it?
Oh, the hall's amazing. I mean, Tim had let me know that it was this beautiful old structure, but it's not until you're here that you realize, it's magnificent.
It is. And
I want to live here.
And what about the amount of work? I mean, I think that's
There's
quite
a lot,
intimidating,
yeah.
isn't it?
But what I love is, not a lot of halls are big enough like this that they can put all the judging in one room. That's great.
It is good. It's great to sort of wander around, isn't it, and see what other people are judging. So what stage are you at in the judging?
We're just putting things in the book right now.
Okay, so you haven't had a really sort of good cut of it yet.
Yeah, and we haven't had our debates yet.
So are there any outstanding pieces you're going, gosh, there's definitely a silver pencil out there?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Any black pencils?
Well, in my mind, but it'll be interesting how that calls out. Hopefully.
That'll be great. I mean, that's interesting because, one of the debates that I've had in years gone by was how difficult it was to win a pencil in the traditional media, because it felt, to do something really groundbreaking, it's harder in the older media. So.
Well, we had this discussion yesterday about how we feel advertising is harder today for many reasons. One of them, all the digital components, which I think are fantastic, but I think it's hard to invent ad after all these years, or outdoor that's new, because we've done so much of it. So when you can actually do something fresh today.
Yeah, that's interesting, because last year the Zimbabwean work, which they printed the posters actually on the money, which was fantastic. Yeah. But you felt that maybe that was part of the reason it did so well, because it was a fresh take on the form. Right. So a little bit of a sidestep to doing a traditional poster, which is harder than if you've got some sort of element like that in it, isn't it? So I don't know if there's anything like that this year, or is it more traditional?
Well, you're going to have to wait and see.
You're going to have to wait and see. Temptress. There was a debate on the LinkedIn section yesterday about women in creative roles in advertising, and seeing here we are, sitting here as two women. How do you feel about that?
It was interesting in the beginning of my career. I got a lot of questions about that, and what was neat is to be at Wieden+Kennedy. I never felt that I was one of the few women, which I am. It doesn't occur to me, and I think part of that also is because I'm in Portland, Oregon, and so it's not a very big ad town, so we probably don't have the same kind of dialogue. I guess the plus of that, it's kind of fun to work with all the guys.
I've always felt that too.
There's a lot of meetings that I'm the only woman in, and now it's just has become the funny joke.
Yeah.
I do wish that there were more women, and we ponder why it's more difficult. And I think you have to be up for kind of being a bit tough, and I don't mean in a bad way. I just, you kind of have to play along with a lot of things.
I've got a theory, and I don't know whether you agree with it, but when people ask me, and I'm asked a lot, and like you, I've been fortunate enough to be somewhere where there has always been a female presence in the creative department. But I feel to get a really good creative idea through all the hurdles that it has to go through, you have to be very focused on that. And I think, although it's a massive generalisation, women tend to be the peacemakers. So in a situation, they'll want to keep everybody happy and listen to everybody's opinion and compromise their creative idea in doing so. If you go, we can do that, we can do that, then the final outcome is perhaps compromised, and it's quite a challenging role as well. So you do have to be prepared to fight for what you believe in. Yeah. And I think that's not a role that a lot of women are comfortable with. I don't feel.
I love to fight.
I don't particularly, actually. I have to watch myself about it. I have to really think quite hard before I go into a meeting about what I'm not prepared to compromise on. But I think I've got an overriding sense of optimism and enthusiasm, like a large puppy. So I go running into things, and I probably kind of bounce all over the client and sort of with my enthusiasm. So I kind of probably don't hear. Right. But that was just a sort of thought that's slowly been occurring to me over the years about maybe why women find it harder. I don't know.
It would be nice to get more women in the business, that's for sure. And maybe we just have to work harder at.
Have you got women teams at Wieden+? Yeah.
Yeah, but not enough, I don't think.
Yeah, we've got 2 all-girl teams at the agency and a few other girls throughout the department, throughout the creative department. But again, it's a big department. And,
I think it's also hard for women to really balance with kids. I know in the beginning I wondered if I could do both. I did it. I did both. Somebody asked me the other day, well, why are your boys so independent? I said, because they didn't have a mom. But I did spend a lot of time at work because I like it. And I did balance it, hopefully. They're not messed up as far as I know.
Yeah. Now I've got two sons as well, ironically enough, who they're quite militantly feminist as well, which makes me laugh. My son was going, my girlfriend, she keeps expecting me to buy her things and take her out to meals, and I was going, we can occasionally.
Yeah, that's funny.
So it is quite funny. I think you do have to balance it. So the thing is, it's a really great career. It's a really good job, and I kind of want to encourage other girls to get into it.
I'm really spoiled. Yeah. I mean, the traveling, the people you meet, the Wieden network now, as far as people that are within the network and then have left Wieden. I mean, there's so many great friends I have now. I mean, it's phenomenal.
Yeah, I know. I still can't get over the fact.
I don't need Facebook. I have the Wieden book.
Wieden book. Yeah, no, that's true, isn't it? Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I still can't get over the fact that you can sit in a room and think of an idea, and then you've got access to the best practitioners to make that idea come true. And I kind of go, that's still a real buzz for me. I love it. So all you girls, get into advertising.
Yeah, get into advertising. I think women are showing more interest now, and I think part of that also is even within the school system. I think women feel more comfortable to be in careers, not just advertising. Hi. Look at all these people. See, look at all the women coming in right now. But I think that will help our industry to help women realize.
I think it's kind of settled down a bit, hasn't it? Because it's sort of, you can choose both, both being a mother or being a career woman. Acceptable now, which is great.
And I think companies are, there's a lot more time off when you have a child.
Do you get that in the States? Because I still always have this sort of feeling that they're not
we
good
have
on
a lot
holidays.
more time now. No, yeah, well, we have a lot more time. I think when I had my children, we may have had 3 weeks, even though I only took 3 days.
3 weeks?
I took 3 days.
3 days? Good God.
I think we now have 3 months, which is...
That's still really short amount of time. We have a year. I didn't get a year, but in the UK now you get it. You're not paid for that amount of time, but you can choose to take a year off.
Wow.
I know. I took 6 months off, although it's not, I felt that was enough
for both
time
your children?
With both my kids, yeah. And I felt I was ready to come back, actually. I love you boys, but it was good. But so I think that's still quite tough.
Yeah.
I think that's tough, 3 months.
The reason why I went back to work after 3 days is I was home. The home isn't exactly, I love to travel, so I'm pretty experimental, but so my partner came in the house and said, why is the house so messy? And I flipped out and said, I am calling our nanny and she's starting tomorrow. He doesn't admit that happened, but that's exactly why I went back so quickly.
I don't think I was in a mental state to go back after 3 days.
Well, don't think I was very good.
No, I was a bit scared.
It's like, are they speaking English in this room, or I can't understand anything?